Buckeye Career Center in the Teaching Professions program, and this is my FCCLA project in Interpersonal Communications. So to start out, the pandemic has really taken a toll on all of us. It's been a tough year. So you'll see this symbol of a rainbow throughout, and for me that's kind of a symbol of hope and encouragement to get us through this dark time. So when I was looking for an area of concern, I wanted to focus on something related to COVID-19, and I thought of nursing homes since they've been hit hard by this pandemic. So nursing homes have now limited visitors in order to keep residents safe from COVID-19. On the downside, the residents have been completely isolated, and this isolation is detrimental to their mental well-being. So this social interaction communication that they get is essential to good mental health. The Mental Health Foundation found that people who are more socially connected to their family, friends, or community are happier, physically healthier, and live longer with fewer mental health problems than those who are less well connected. So these are some statistics to kind of go along with that. And Altram Institute conducted a 2020 survey going over the effects of COVID-19 on nursing homes. And they say additionally, 76% of respondents reported that they felt lonelier under these restrictions. So you can see the effect of the isolation on these residents. And these are actually responses that people gave in this survey. If the virus doesn't kill me, loneliness will. I've been restricted to my room so long that life has gotten worse. No visitors, no going out, no nothing. I'm not able to get around in the center, no group activities or able to socialize with friends. I miss visitors and volunteers that came very often in the music groups. So we can see that the residents are feeling this isolation. So at the Harvard Medical School, they said that nursing home residents aren't getting half of our resources or half of our attention, yet they account for roughly half the deaths. So it's not just the isolation, it's also the fear of this virus. They're very scared. At the Psychiatric Times, they write, at the same time, an enormous stress on staff from actual and feared exposure at work, financial loss if they miss work, and the burden of wearing restrictive and hot PPE all day. So it's not just the residents, but it's also the staff who are a lot of times understaffed, very busy, and stressed with all this COVID restrictions and things. So the concern is evident, but my question was, how do I safely help while following these restrictions to keep everyone safe? So I had to find a way without having direct contact with anyone. So I came up with the idea of decorating windows. There'd be no direct contact, and I'd be on the outside of the nursing home, still providing a way of encouragement, even though I'm not putting anyone at risk. So what we kind of did for window decorating was encouraging messages or like hearts and flowers. I don't know if you can see, but on my board I do have a picture of a window with some of those examples. So my goal is to brighten the day of residents and staff in long-term care facilities. I really wanted to know that they are cared about by our community. And communication is essential for good mental health, and I hope to provide a form of encouragement and hope for them. So to measure this, I'm going to record the responses of residents and staff. I'm also going to ask for feedback from the staff that I am in contact with. So my plan, the who, what, where, when, why, I did this at New Dawn Retirement Community, and it was Saturday, January 23rd, 2021, and we continue to go every Saturday. And the cost was about $85 the markers window cleaner. And like I said, I do plan to receive feedback from the residents and staff to kind of evaluate. So step by step, research communication technique and skills along with finding area of concern, reach out and get approval from a local nursing home, gather a group of volunteers to participate and help, research the window drawing ideas, washable markers, and buy those supplies, plan the day which we will go and decorate, and then actually go and decorate, and then finally receive feedback. So this is kind of how everything started and went down. So it started in December 2020 when I was still thinking of my idea. And I first thought of doing cards or crafts, but I didn't want to kind of be a burden on the staff because they're already busy running around the nursing home with all the COVID stuff, so I figured I didn't want to give them something extra to do. So I thought about window drawings because I'm the person doing it and they wouldn't really have to worry about it and there'd be no contact. So that's what I ended up going with. So planning and contact. On January 14th, I contacted New Dawn Retirement Community and they gave me approval right away to decorate their windows. So I gathered a group of volunteers and researched drawing and quote ideas. And I also made sure that I researched the markers so that they were safe for windows, and then I proceeded to buy those supplies. So action, like I said, January 23rd was the first Saturday that we went, and we went and we decorated for about 2 to 3 hours, and some of the examples of sayings we used were, "We're all in this together, we love you, and you can do this." And we decorated about 30 windows, and every Saturday we do come back and clean the windows and decorate more. So here's some pictures from the event. Here we have some heart drawings on a window of me and my friend who had decorated it, and then over there I had a snowman and an encouraging quote that I was writing down. And here's a picture of all of us by the New Dawn retirement sign, and then a picture of us by a window that we had decorated. And then there's a window with rainbows on it to kind of fit our theme of hope, and then a picture of us decorating the physical therapy room windows. So evaluation, I do believe I was successful with the responses I received, and residents would smile at us, wave at us, say thank you, or talk to us about their lives. And sometimes staff members would come out and thank us, or a lot of times they would text me. Like I said, I do continue to go back to kind of prolong the impact of this project. So here's some responses. A New Dawn staff member said to me that everyone loves it. The therapy room right in front of the exercise bike looks awesome. A resident, as we were decorating their window, they said, "Thank you so much, you have made my day." And then another New Dawn staff member said, "The windows look great." They had texted that to me. So follow-up, I'm going to continue working with New Dawn and decorating the windows, but maybe once they open in person, I might go in person and help with those activities or parties that they do. So impact on communication skills. And this is really big because COVID-19 has changed the ways that we communicate. So before it was through talk and touch in person. So now we've had to really social distance and rely on technology more. So I kind of drew from this idea. Since I couldn't be in person, I really had to think, like, what can I do to still do this by being safe? So I worked around the restrictions in order to solve my problem. I changed and I adapted. And I really think that so many people have given up and not changed or adapted any of the things they do to kind of make something work. We've just said we can't. So for me, the question was like, how can I change these communication skills that we use and apply them to this situation that COVID has put us in? So some of the communication skills used, verbal would be through the speaking to the residents through the window and the writing, the encouraging messages. Nonverbal would be through the drawings, the hearts, the flowers, letting them know that we care about them. And then our body language, if we're smiling, happy to be there, letting them know that we care. So cooperation and collaboration. While I was collaborating with New Dawn, I wanted to make sure I wasn't being a burden. I didn't want to have to give the staff like extra stress and things to worry about. So I came at the same time like each week, and I'd always let them know. And then my volunteer group, I had to make sure that the time worked for us, and I'd always let them know like, hey, like who was coming and things like that. And then management, to make sure the event ran smoothly, I made sure my supplies were neatly organized. And I also made sure I had a lot of stencils in case people had trouble drawing on the windows. And it was very cold, so I had to make sure I had a heating pack and a cooler to put my markers in so they would not freeze. So relation to FCCLA, so FCCLA is all about developing those leadership and life skills, and this project has provided me with a greater understanding of problem-solving skills, communication, and collaboration. So I actually plan to be a K-5 teacher. And I think this is huge because this year teachers have changed the ways they communicate and teach with students because they have to do online instead of being in person. And like just as they problem solved and adapted, I learned to problem solve and meet the needs of these residents in the nursing home and staff. So communication skills I learned. I also learned a lot about different forms of communication, how to use them effectively, as I mentioned before. And like I said, adapting those skills and making them fit the situation the pandemic has put us in. So kind of back to the idea of the rainbow, the hope, the encouragement, the love that we all need during this dark time. And I really believe that we all do our part to help our community during this very trying time. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day.